guys, good morning. This is Janet and Todd. We're talking about our RV today. It just came back 2 days ago and we just opened it and ventilate so that the air will circulate, and then I sanitized it and sprayed Lysol and washed all the blankets and bedding and cleaned everything from the floor to the fridge to the stove and sink and everything. And Todd cleaned the outside of the RV and cleaned the black water and brown water. Today the new renter will pick it up. And can you tell us how we got started with renting out our RV?
Well, we got the RV a couple years ago and it was brand new, and like most people with their RVs, they just end up putting them in a storage unit and only using it very seldom, if ever. So we were paying almost $700 for rent for a space to be parked in, plus the payment on it, which was about $700. So we're paying about $1,400 a month for nothing. And a friend of mine up in Utah said, well, have you ever thought about renting that thing out? And told us about RV Share and Outdoorsy. And I was like, well, heck. So even though it's scary that you have a $90,000 vehicle driving down the road in somebody else's hands, you get over that really quickly once you start getting the checks coming in.
And it's insured, so whatever happens, the insurance will pay for the damage.
Yeah, they have extra insurance through the organization.
And when did we start this?
We started it probably about 4 months ago is all. And
or October.
And once we put it in the in Outdoorsy and RV Share, it booked up really fast. And now, like from now until September, we were going to see it a total of 8 days, but then one of those periods just got rented out. So now we're only going to see it 4 days out of that entire 7-month period. So it's out a lot. So it's a good money maker, and still a little bit nerve-wracking watching it drive down the street in somebody else's hands, but it's good to have something else to make up some money during this COVID time.
Yes, we make money from this, but we also have a lot of payment too, so it's just fine. It's just fair.
There is damage that happens with an RV when it goes out, but we also found out is that the damage isn't that much to fix. Usually it's pieces of molding and just small things like that. And but I found out that molding is really cheap to replace, and so it's been really good. There's only been a few minor bumps and scratches on the side, but nothing major, and so it's been a great thing.
Yeah, but it's also a lot of hard work cleaning it up every time it comes back, and the maintenance that you have to deal with every time.
Janet works really hard at cleaning that. She, when it gets pulled in from the renter, she's in there right away, grabbing all the blankets and the towels.
I sanitize it really well because of this COVID. You never know who uses it.
Right, and she mops it all down after she sweeps it, and she wipes all the wood down. I mean, she really does a good job sanitizing this thing.
Yeah. Okay, Todd will show us how to operate the RV for the renters.
Okay, so I'll do a walkthrough, kind of like what I do for when I have a renter show up, so you can see the different parts of it and how it all works, and we could also use this when we're renting it. Okay. So welcome to our 2017 Sunseeker. The body is by Ford, and of course the top is Sunseeker, and we'll give you a little walkthrough. So come on in. So this Sunseeker is 31 feet long. Nope, it's not that. Yes. So this Sunseeker is 32 feet long, and it sleeps 11, if you can believe that. I don't know how they can get 11 people in here to sleep, but according to the books, that's how many people can sleep in this thing. You got a lot of beds. You have a bed up on top. You have You've got your bed on the couch, which folds out into a full. You've got a bed here at the kitchen table, which they say turns into a full. You lower the table and move in the cushions, and so it becomes a bed. And then right behind Janet is you have, you can go ahead and turn around and show that. Is you have a set of bunk beds, and the lower bunk folds down into another full, and then the top one, of course, is a single. And then you have the queen in the back. And so supposedly 11 people can fit in here sleeping. So we'll do a walkthrough. So every renter, I leave this book inside the RV that has instructions on every piece of equipment in the RV. So not only do you have this, but you also have our phone numbers inside of here, and all of our contact in case you have any questions and want to talk to us about it. So we're going to go through each piece of the equipment. So here's the book, and on the first page of this is just kind of a welcome to the RV, and it has our information on there, our personal contact information, emails, phone numbers, all that kind of stuff. And then when you open it up is the next page, which is all of our registration and insurance information in case you need it, but of course you have your own through Outdoorsy. Next page is the general information of the RV, and what this covers is it just shows all the basics of the RV. So it'll tell you the height of it, the width of it, the weight of it. So that way when you're driving down the road and you're coming up to a tunnel, and you're like, I don't know if this RV can fit underneath that thing, you can just look at this book and be able to tell if it fits or not. It also has your gallons for your fuel tanks and your propanes and stuff like that. On the next page is just covers the items to use. On there we throw a lot of extra stuff in this RV. We have 4 rocking chair, outdoor chairs that are in the back. We have a folding table. We even have a griddle that plugs in outside, so you can be cooking your breakfast outside if you don't want to do a campfire. So everything is set up for you. We also have a Keurig inside of one of the cupboards, so you can have your coffees in the morning or your hot chocolates. And we put a lot of goodies inside the RV, not to mention all the extra food that is left over by previous renters. Some of the fees for the RV, you can take care of these yourself and not worry about the fee if you want to, or you can just drop it off and let us deal with it. Things like disposing of your sewage, your cleaning of the inside, cleaning of the outside, refueling your, topping off your fuel tank and your propane, stuff like that. And then under it you'll see a replacement cost. I don't know why, but people seem to like the pillows, and we have pillows come up missing every now and then. So that's just a cost for the replacement when things disappear. Table of contents, just because I'm a total geek. So on the first page, it covers the refrigerator. Now the refrigerator, first of all, for an RV, there's a major power switch for the RV that you have to turn on before anything. And that's down here. You'll see it right there, right in the center. That's the main power switch, and you can't do anything unless that's on. Also, when you're leaving the RV, so just like in a house, you have to have your main power switch on to do anything. But also on the flip side, when you are leaving the RV and you don't know if you've turned off a light or left something running, you just hit that switch and everything is off, so you don't have to worry about draining down your power. So up here on the refrigerator, you have your controls, which are right up here. And so you always leave the refrigerator on, and you leave it on automatic. You press that in and it turns to auto. That way when you're at an RV park, it'll switch over to electricity when you're plugged into outside electricity. It'll switch over to electricity when you turn the generator on. And when you don't have any of those things, then it'll switch over to the propane and it'll use that. Okay. As far as opening the refrigerator, you can't just open them like a regular refrigerator because they're locked. Because since they go down the freeway at 75 miles an hour, so you have to press these buttons and then open it up. Okay. In the refrigerator, we always have it full of waters for the renters, and that's the refrigerator. So the next one is the stove. Okay, so there's the stove for the unit. It's pretty nice. What people forget the most is that glass cooktop on there. You raise it, it's just a cover, it's a protective sheet. But then they'll drive away with that up, and then it'll come crashing down and potentially even shatter. But it's got 3 burners on the top of it, and it's really simple to use. And if you look at the knobs in the front, okay, how you light the stove is you just turn one of the knobs, whichever one you want, over to light, and then you rotate the sparker, and the flames go on. So the oven portion of it is a little bit different. It's over here, and you turn it to pilot, you open it up, and you get yourself the lighter stick, which is in the drawer, and then you shove in right here, and that'll get gas flowing. That way you can go down there with the lighter and turn it on. Alright, the next page is the potable water system. And for potable water, we'll show you that on the outside. But the main thing with potable water is for your sinks, your toilets, your showers. When you are driving, or when you want to use it, you have to make sure that the water pump is on, unless you're plugged into outside electricity or the generator is on. Okay. Other than that, we just leave the water pump on, just so it's always on there, and that way you can flush the toilets or run the sinks. Next page is the water heater, and same thing up here on this control panel are these 2 switches right here, and so you want to turn those on when you want hot water, and it only takes about 15 minutes to heat up the tank. The tank's located underneath the sink, so when you're using it, you can probably get 3 people using the shower with shorter showers. You never want to take a home shower length, since everything is smaller in an RV. But 3 people can take a decent shower in there before the hot water is out, and then you just wait for about 15 minutes and you have fresh hot water again.